To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fat Boy Cartel podcast. If you're joining us for the very first time, if you're first time finding us, definitely don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And you can also find us on our social media, which is listed in the description box below. My name's Eric. Brandon is to your right and Damon is to your left. And we're going to go over NXT for May 18th, 2021. The show started out with Toni Storm versus Zoe Stark. We talked about this match, talking about how we were maybe a little concerned about maybe some 50-50 booking here on NXT. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what happened here, but it's not necessarily. I thought they did a good job regardless here. Storm actually pinned Stark clean with a wicked finisher. It was a really good opener. Their faces told the story before the bell. Stark with a look of determination on her face, while Storm wore a snarl. Storm slaps Stark across the face just after the bell sounds. Stark responds with a fury of offense that leads to a plancha. Storms again bails out of the ring after taking a missile dropkick from Stark. Storm proceeds to trip up Stark, and she pulls her off the apron. Storm with a hip attack sandwich Stark into the ring steps, and then Toni Storm takes her time working over Stark, seemingly easily in control. Stark is still able to kick out, but she was clearly in peril. She fought back, countering Storm with a backslide for a 2 count. Stark with a kick knocked Storm off her feet, leading to a double down as the show cut to a picture-in-picture commercial break. I'm not a big fan of those picture-in-picture things. Is it just me?
It's a way to keep the action going, and you don't really miss it.
And I don't care for it a whole lot on AEW either. But I understand that. But there's really nothing that really happens during any of these, to be honest. Let's see here. Storm bumped and fed throughout the entire commercial break. She yet managed to cut off Stark. Stark fought back as the show returned from the break. A cool counter where Stark blocked Storm Zero with a Hurricane Rana. Storm then countered Stark, and Storm rocked Stark with a German suplex. Storm Zero for a near fall. Then came a wild move. Not sure what it was or even how to describe it. It was wicked. Storm then covered Stark for a pinfall. It was almost like a pop-up inverted DDT. It was an interesting
dope.
move.
I tell you that, it was dope.
I don't really know how else to describe it either, but it was a very, very unique finisher, and I thought this was a pretty good opening match. Again, I'm a little, like I said, I thought, what was it, either last week when they announced this match or whatever, I thought, okay, Toni Storm gets the win she loses at WrestleMania TakeOver Stand and Deliver, and now they give her win back here. So I'm worried about the 50-50 booking type stuff, which they do on the main roster all the time. But all in all, this was a good match, though, and I'm happy to see Toni Stark win.
But this was like one of those dominant performances, though. Like, this wasn't like your normal, okay, I'll fight from under you to get the victory. Like, Toni was pretty much in charge for the majority of this.
Yeah, she was. Right. I mean, Zoe Stark did that valiant babyface thing where she fought back, but yeah, this is kind of what started out. It's kind of, from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, it was. I mean, and as far as the 50-50 thing goes, like I said, it depends on whose story they're going to, push more. Mm-hmm. It would make sense for Toni to win going forward after she lost a string of matches. So this is a good way to, put her back where she belongs.
Right. I mean, they seem to be really high on Zoe Stark there. I mean, obviously, maybe they're going to get a rubber match here at some point, I would think, to determine the full winner of this feud. But, I guess part of me is just a little soured based on what the main roster does. But I can't put the blame on NXT for stuff the main roster does. So I'm going to wait and see what happens here and before I give it a full negative judgment, I suppose. After the match, Frankie Monet, holding her dog Presley, came out on stage after the match for some reason. Maybe she was a heel stealing the spotlight, but they did said that Frankie Monet was going to debut in her in-ring action next week on NXT. I mentioned this to David off air. I thought they said that Frankie Monet was going to appear this week in ring, but I'd have to go back and watch our review last week, but I thought maybe they said this week, but instead they're now pushing it to next week at least. So I don't know. But
she appeared.
Yeah, she appeared, but I think they said world premiere, so I don't know if this counts as a world premiere. But
I think so. And the dog kissed her on the lips.
Well, yeah.
That was fucking weird.
Yeah, awkward. But all right. Cameron Grimes arrived to the building in his car. Jake Atlas and some other guys were poking fun at Grimes when he got out. He chirped back at Atlas, and Grimes got in his face. They have a match later tonight. Great video package that hyped up Finn Balor and Karrion Kross ahead of their title match.
Yo, that was a dope package.
Yeah, this was great. It was absolutely incredible. Where the former champion challenges the current champ. They watched footage of their previous encounter where Kross captured the NXT championship after pitting Finn Balor clean. Their title rematch is set for next week on NXT. Pat McAfee and Paul Heyman even weighed in on the upcoming championship match. The match is being built as Balor versus Kross 2. This should be great. It should be a great main event for NXT next week.
They can make this into a series of best of 7, and I'll tune in for all 7 of them.
Yeah, I can agree with that 100%. So yeah, we'll see what they do. Obviously, their first match at Stand and Deliver was awesome, so we'll see what happens here. We had Jake Atlas versus Cameron Grimes. Atlas pinned Grimes after Ted DiBiase distracted Grimes. This was more of an angle than a match, but the match itself was good nonetheless. Before the match, go ahead.
I just want to know what's the payoff here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Dude, Ted DiBiase is trolling the shit out of Cameron Grimes.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm loving every second of it. But
it's like, whose money's bigger, mine or yours? You know
it's clearly Ted's,
and
there's no competition here.
But Cameron is not okay with this. You know what I mean? Like getting showed up by Ted DiBiase, and it's like Ted doesn't even care.
No, it's just like I'm the best.
This is what I do. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's absolutely incredible. And now, granted, I thought before the match, let's see here. Yeah, Grimes cut a promo on Ted DiBiase. Grimes then threw to a retro footage of DiBiase losing the $1 Million Championships to Virgil. Grimes laughed out loud, but he grew angry as DiBiase chants were piped into the CWC. The live crowd clapped along and chanted as well. I thought this was a little bit too much selling on Grimes' part. He's sitting there laughing so hysterically, But I just felt it felt a little corny to me. But outside of this, I'm starting to like everything Cameron Grimes is doing. Grimes then tried to attack Atlas on the outside of the match, but Atlas sent him crashing out of the ring. Grimes flopped around on the floor like a fish out of water, and he sold his jaw as the show cut to commercial. Able to cut off Atlas after the show returned from the break, Grimes got a near fall. Grimes began working over Atlas, but Atlas soon fought back. They went back and forth while a split screen showed a white limousine arriving into the building. The limo was emblazoned with a gold dollar sign on the hood. Meanwhile, in the ring, Grimes is turned out inside out with a lariat, and Atlas gets a close near fall. Atlas tried to do a high-risk move here, and Grimes was able to counter him moments later with a running Spanish fly. Suddenly, the $1 Million Man's theme blared over the loudspeakers. I gotta admit, I popped for this because I love that theme song. Out comes Ted DiBiase. A distracted Grimes was then rolled up for a pinfall. DiBiase did his signature over-the-top laugh at the expense of Grimes. Grimes ran out of the ring.
Again, he's continually trolling this man, and it is
Yeah. Grimes ran out of the ring. He was chasing down DiBiase, and Grimes ran outside to DiBiase's limo. He pretended a limo door would not open, but it clearly was unlocked. Grimes sold it big anyway. DiBiase rolled down the window to tell Grimes he did good, but Grimes was no $1 Million Man. DiBiase cackled, and the limo sped away to leave Grimes hanging in a parking lot. Again, yeah, like you said, what's the payoff here? But the journey is fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some of the payoff is going to be Ted is going to manage Grimes.
Yo, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Turn Grimes into like a miniature $1 Million Man. That'd be dope.
Yeah. That's what I'm seeing is Grimes is going to get to the point of where the frustration is going to get to him, and he's just going to like, Ted, teach me your ways.
Yo. You imagine if he starts pulling out some like Ted's old moves.
Oh, like the fall away punch or whatever.
Yeah.
The $1 Million Dream.
What was the $1 Million Dream? That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just
throwing that on people. That'd be dope.
I was trying to think of the name of the move. That's basically he just changed the name to the $1 Million Dream. It's kind of like a sleeper, but it's kind of like a little
like a chicken wing sleeper.
Like a chicken wing sleeper.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good way to put it. So yeah, I'm hopeful we'll get more of this. I mean, I love Ted DiBiase. So I even met him once. He seemed like a really good guy. So good for him to be on the show.
You asked for how much that costs.
Yeah. Well, that was more Virgil wanting more money for a picture and an autograph.
Like no Virgil.
I mean, I
Not
got
you.
the autograph, but then they wanted like a whole bunch more money. I'm like, nah, maybe I'll come back
Nah.
later.
Like, nah, Virgil, you good.
I mean,
Nobody wants your
Virgil
autograph.
seemed to be the more, I don't, he wasn't like mean or anything, but he was just definitely more, I don't know, stern.
Money oriented.
Yeah, I mean, Tim DiBiase seemed like a really good dude though, so I'm happy to see him here. Arash Markazi, I believe that's how you say his name, sat down with Pete Dunne for a pre-taped interview. Dunne was great here. He looked like a superstar, and he wasn't too over the top. Dunne put himself over as a top contender, and quite frankly, he's not wrong about that. So,
No.
yeah, absolutely.
I've like done from the jump. to
Oh,
be
yeah.
honest with you. I thought his whole gimmick, though, bruiserweight gimmick, was like legit. And then he had that run in NXT UK, which he was the longest reigning champion. Oh, but he's not anymore because Walter destroyed that record.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've been a fan of Pete Dunne for a while, and
Oh, yeah.
he is a star.
Absolutely. And we'll see where they take him here. They're clearly keeping him strong, no doubt. So we'll see what happens.
Either for Karrion or for Balor.
Yeah, most
One of
likely.
the
Yeah,
two.
he very well could be the very next challenger. So that's a good point. Killian Dane with Drake Maverick defeated Alexander Wolf with Marcel Barthol and Fabian Eichner. Dane pinned Wolf in a short match after illegal tactics backfired on Imperium. The heels turned on Wolf after the match. Dane was a powerhouse at the start until Barthel, I think it's Bartel, is it right?
Sure.
Okay, well, the two other guys in Imperium, I don't quite know their names very well. So, but yeah, Bartel jumped onto the apron. Maverick got on the apron to even the odds, and Maverick was then sent flying off the apron. Dane knocked Bartel off the apron in retaliation, but the distraction allowed Wolf to give Dane a German suplex. Bartel slid a folding chair into the ring, and he ordered Wolf to hit Dane with the chair, kind of like the spot for a few weeks ago that obviously Wolf refused to do. The referee tried to step in, and he pleaded for someone to come get the chair. Sounds like a job for a referee, if you ask me. Maybe he should have been the one to get rid of the chair. Didn't matter in the end, though, as Dane delivered a spear. Dane then covered Wolf for a pinfall to end the short match. Imperium was not happy after this match. They turned on Wolf. Bartel and Eichner attacked him, and they jumped him and beat him down to leave him laid out on the mat in a heap. The announcers sold it like Wolf may be kicked out of Imperium for not towing their line here. Interesting to me is, what does Walter have to think about this? I mean,
And Walter's his own man. All right, Walter does Walter things.
they could always write it like, Walter, ordered Eichner and Bartel.
Walter's like, you know what to do if he doesn't fall in. It is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, take him out.
Walter doesn't have to say any damn thing.
No, the character, what's the word? Aura around Walter is he just gives you a look, and you just like,
you do it.
Yeah,
you know what he's doing. You know
but he
what
also-
he would say, and you do it.
But it's also like this is beneath him. That's why he's not involved in it.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Everrise was in a comedy bit. They interrupted an interview with NXT Women's Champion Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Gonzalez went on to slap Matt Martell across the face. He
smacked shit out of him.
Yeah, he definitely sold it big, and he actually spilled his coffee in the process. This was supposed to be funny, I suppose, but the humor, Everrise, well, I don't know. It's just kind of a thing. It's not quite doing it for me yet, but they're trying.
Smoke out of his ass. Dude.
Yeah. The slap was good, no doubt.
He goes, I believe you just got sucker punched by a woman. And then he took a drink out of his cup. I was like, wow, you really don't give a shit. Like, we'd have to fight after that. Like, you my boy. You ain't back me up in this situation. You're just going to let it slap. You didn't even try to step in.
We had, go ahead.
I was going to say, then you hit me with the Kermit the Frog. Get the fuck out of here.
None of my business. That's what. We did have Legado del Fantasma versus Timothy Thatcher and Tommaso Ciampa. Toothless Timmy. I love that nickname. I don't know why. It's just,
Bruh, when he opened his mouth, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that bitch got knocked out, didn't it?
yeah. It gone. It gone.
His tooth is like Tony Stark in the MCU. That bitch gone.
Bruh, you had to go there, didn't you? He's coming back. I'm holding to it. Mendoza.
He'll come back when Thatcher get his tooth back.
Yeah. Mendoza had his lip busted open in this match, and he worked the majority of the match for his team. Ciampa and Thatcher looked dominant in the early stages of the bout. Stereo spots as Thatcher and Ciampa both applied ankle locks, and Legado del Fantasma with a stereo near fall using victory rolls to counter the ankle locks. Mendoza was rocked by an elbow from Ciampa before a commercial break. The announce team later said Mendoza was cleared to continue during the break after medical staff checked on him. After some more commercials, Ciampa was cleaning house when the show returned from the break. He was on fire, but Legado del Fantasma with the double team. Heat on Ciampa, which led to a hot tag. Thatcher's turn to clean house. He and Ciampa pummeled Mendoza. He fought back, and the heels soon regained the advantage. Thatcher jumped in to make a save. Wild with the flip dive after Thatcher made another save. Ciampa delivered a widow's bell, and Ciampa covered Mendoza for a count of 2 3/4. Mendoza dove in at the last moment to break up the pin, continuing a trend of outside interference on the show, though. Grizzled young veterans ran down to ringside. They jumped Ciampa and then rolled him back into the ring. Legado del Fantasma then hit a double team finisher, and Mendoza scored a pinfall on Ciampa. So, again, I know they kind of fixed this toward the end of the show, but DQ finishes is kind of a stickler with me at the moment.
Wasn't a DQ finish.
Well, distraction or whatever. They got involved.
That wasn't a distraction.
Interference, whatever.
He got his ass whooped and tossed in the ring and lost.
Yeah, but it should have been a DQ had the referee maybe had seen it. But regardless,
The ref
outside stuff is what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, but this also furthers 3 separate storylines.
That I agree with. Absolutely. I like where they're going with those teams.
Progress. It's not like this was all for nothing. This wasn't random.
Yeah.
It makes total sense in the sense of what's going on. Last week they had a fight with the Grizzly Young Vets, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Thatcher and Ciampa beat the Grizzled Young Vets at one point, either last week or the week before. Yeah.
So if you're claiming that you're the next in line for the tag titles, and this what this match was supposed to be about or whatever, yeah, I'm gonna make sure you fucking lose. You can fuck off.
Well, this is the least egregious of those type of instances, but I just feel like they're doing this sort of thing a lot, and it's starting to get old. But that's just one man's opinion. Yeah.
I'm just saying, that shit made sense to me.
Like I said, in this setting, it makes more sense. Absolutely. Bobby Fish was backstage with an interview. He called out Pete Dunne. Fish challenged Dunne to a match next week, and they showed this gruesome photo of after War Games, I believe it was. Yeah. Which is,
oh, God.
Yeah, so this is the unfinished business that Bobby Fish told Kyle O'Reilly last week that he had. So this is probably where
the thing, though. Fish is, he's good when he's healthy. Injuries are a real thing for him, especially I think his knees. I don't think you want to go up against somebody whose specialty is joint manipulation when you got bad knees.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying, unfinished business or not, I think you should have picked a different person to get into a fight with.
Yeah. It's probably a good idea.
You got a motivated Pete Dunne too.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, absolutely.
This should be good though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the match would be great. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell were enjoying a spa day when Candice LeRae was informed her credit card was declined. Apparently, there was an unpaid expense on the card from a florist. The employee at the spa was able to obtain these details from the credit card company. Kind of sounds like a little bit of a privacy violation, if you ask me.
Yeah,
but the bigger scandal here was a charge for a florist. Hartwell quickly got suspicious, and that suspicion did not lead to anger. Instead, Hartwell exclaimed in excitement, that means Dexter Lumis still loves her. Now, this kind of neglected to mention that earlier on they did another skit in this spa day where Dexter Lumis was actually the one, kind of massaging Indy Hartwell's forehead and things like this. And I guess they were talking between Hartwell and LeRae, and basically Hartwell was like, what was the exact words they used? It was basically that he's a loser and that she deserved better. So he kind of walked off all sad, but now it seems like Indy Hartwell wants to go back with him. So drama. This is going to be a thing. They're going to have to.
This is interesting.
I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, I don't either. This is interesting.
Yeah, so it's going to be.
I wonder if he'll be the. He kidnapped. What's his name?
Theory.
Yeah, Austin Theory once. So I wonder if he'll be the reason the way breaks up though. Dexter Lumis.
It's possible.
Separate Indy Hartwell from Candice LeRae.
Mm-hmm. Who are the tag champs as of right now. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting too.
Yeah.
Well, at least until possibly next week. We'll see what happens there. We'll get into that here in a second.
Yeah.
NXT North American Champion Johnny Gargano cut a serious promo on Bronson Reed, not Bronston, and ahead of their title match later on in a cage. Then we had Sarai versus Aaliyah with Robert Stone and Jesse Kamea on the outside. Sarai pinned Aaliyah clean. The streak on the show of semi-interferences, distraction stuff did come to an end here, so that's a good thing. Sarai won in dominant fashion. Aaliyah got some offense early on, but Sarai with a comeback ran wild. Following a missile drop kick, Sarai suplexed Aaliyah on her head for a pinfall. Stiff kicks again from Sarai. I believe one of the members on the commentary even said she got a kictory. So it's kind of okay. Here we go. That terminology. I'm pretty sure I heard that right. So
out the gate, Aaliyah kicked the shit out of her, like when the bell rung, and then I was like, "Well, that's not gonna."
She's probably like, "I know I'm going to get kicked in the head multiple times in this match from Sarai, so I'm going to get one in early. So let's just get it out the way, So
I was like, "Well, that's not gonna."
But I mean, they're definitely high on Sarai and being a new talent. It's good to get her some wins here. So
you beat the shit out of that girl,
right? Yeah, she's definitely a strong style, so to speak.
She beat the fuck out of her.
Yeah. After this, we had Hit Row, Ashanti, The Adonis, and Top Dollar with B-Fab and Isaiah Swerve Scott. They defeated Tony Nese and Aria Davari here. Top Dollar pinned Davari to win.
Aria Davari?
Aria, I haven't seen him in so long. I don't remember how to pronounce his first name. That's where he's. Yeah. How do you say it again?
Ari
Davari. Okay, I'll just say Davari. Well, let's go with that.
Yeah, just go with Davari.
Just go with Davari. Let's just stick with it. Top Dollar pinned Davari to win a showcase match for the Hit Row.
Top Dollar.
What did I say? Dollar?
Yeah.
Pretty sure I said dollar.
No, you said dollar.
Stop correcting the moderator. Nese and Davari.
Right then.
Nese and Davari bumped like crazy, making Hit Row look like $1 million here. Top Dollar picked them both up for a double follow-away slam. Adonis with an Okada drop kick on Davari. Top Dollar hit an FU into a brain buster. Top Dollar covered Davari for a pinfall. So there.
Why you put so much emphasis on dollar?
Because
I'm interested to see where Hit Row goes. Like honestly, they didn't look bad in the ring.
Well, from
the gimmick's a little
promo
weird.
Swerve hit.
Yeah, yo, their rhyme schemes is the shit. I don't give a fuck what you said. Them little catchphrases, them was on point.
I could do without B-Fab though. I think that's a little much.
Well, after the match, Swerve did a kind of promo, and he talked about the main event between Gargano and Reed.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like they're going to have him go for the NXT North American title.
Yeah,
because he was in that. Like, I don't care who wins, whoever comes out the winner, I got my eyes on you.
Yeah, he was in that whole thing too. When was it Leon Ruff had it, or who had the real skinny dude? I forget his fucking name. Is it Leon Ruff?
It might be. Well, Swerve and Ruff have been feuding. Yes.
Yeah, I think it was Leon Ruff.
Okay.
He was in that 4-way, and shit too. And he's been a contender for that title. So yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck gonna take it off of Bronson Reed.
Yeah, good luck. If it is Swerve, I don't know if you want. Do you want to put a guy like Swerve who's got a new faction against a guy who's obviously not going to win the title right now?
Because he's got the muscle. You know, he's got the manpower right now with him.
But my point is, do you want to beat Swerve now?
No, not now.
Well, then how do you do that then? Because Reed ain't losing the title. I mean,
not right now. No. I don't know.
So I mean, maybe
sure
not.
I'm sure they already got it figured out. You know.
Yeah, hope so.
And Swerve can lose, and try again type shit. I mean, it's not like Johnny's gonna just give it up that easy either. So.
Yeah, no.
So we'll see it. It'll play out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I was going to say Johnny did give it up pretty easily by the end of this night, but anyway, that's a whole other story. NXT General Manager William Regal announced that Legado del Fantasma will face and challenge MSK for the NXT Tag Team Championships in 2 weeks' time on NXT. So again, I like how they're building matches out weeks in advance. Good. They didn't do that nearly as much in recent history. In a title bout, Regal also announced for next week on NXT, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart will get a rematch against against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship. Hopefully it won't be the street fight, but they're going to get a return match here, which you could argue, champions losing the title, getting rematches. Occasionally I'm fine with it.
But then that poses the question: who else would you have go for the tag title?
Yeah.
Right now, I agree. There's really not much there on NXT. Well, and NXT's got the best women's division, but
they don't have much for tag.
Yeah, their tag team division's a little weak. You're right about that. So that's interesting. So it'll be a good match though, regardless. On already a stacked show with Balor and Karrion Kross. So it'll be a good match.
What did you say?
Balor. Finn Balor? What? Again, quit correcting me. What am I doing wrong?
Did he just say quit clicking me?
No, quit correcting me.
Balor.
I think I said it right.
It's Balor.
No,
Balor. Whatever. Tomato.
God.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Pronounce it as a single entity.
Asuka.
This is where he gets the name.
Asuka.
Finn Balor.
Jeez.
Asuka.
You talk about nitpicking. Here we go.
You'll
Balor,
the shit out of your pronunciations.
Balor and Kross for the NXT
Why
Championship.
do you say it so weird?
I'm just trying to do my job here. This is all staying in, by the way. I'm not going to take it out for nothing.
Good.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's trying to say fella.
Feller.
Feller.
Balor.
Yo, Eric, real quick. Your Indiana showing. All right. I need you to.
I'm sorry. I'm from Southern Indiana, man. It's just going to be a thing. Y'all come back now here. All right.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Balor and Kross for the NXT Championship headlines next week. In addition, Ted DiBiase is going to be back on NXT next week for a $1 million face-off with Cameron Grimes. So what this is going to be, I don't know. But maybe they're just going to be making money rain at each other. I don't know, but
just standing in the ring like,
why not? I mean, I'm entertained by it though. So yeah, hopefully we'll get an end game here.
No, I see how that goes. They're gonna make it rain. Grimes will have one of those dollar bill guns. And Teddy will just like snap and just money falls from the ceiling.
Why not? I mean,
point made. Swimming pool. Who's got the most money?
All I want to know is, are we going to get Virgil returning too? I mean, he's not doing much.
I hope not.
I don't.
Yeah, he ain't doing much of shit. No, he good.
Yeah, but yeah,
that's gonna be $50.
Wow, bro. So yeah, and then we also were going to get Frankie Monet finally in her world premiere as she debuts in the NXT ring next week. After this, we had the main event, the Colossal Bronson Reed going against Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship inside a steel cage. The Colossal Bronson Reed talked about what this moment meant to him, an opportunity to make his destiny a reality. Johnny Gargano made clear with Austin Theory that he would be sending the Colossal one to the back of the line. That's what Johnny Wrestling dived for the exit immediately, but Reed caught him. The Colossal one brutalized Gargano, slamming him and stretching him against the cage. The NXT North American Champion only finally took over when he tripped Reed off the top rope. Austin Theory tried to help from the outside, but Reed was too resilient. Reed planted the champion with a second rope Samoan drop. In response, Johnny Wrestling hit a top rope power bomb. This set up Gargano to start crawling to the exit where Theory nearly pulled him free of the cage. Theory grabbed the door and was sent hard into the cage wall for his effort. Gargano found an opening for a poison Rana to set up the one final beat, but Reed countered and knocked him into the cage. Theory slammed the door in Reed's face, sending him careening back into one final beat for the near fall. Gargano tried to escape but got a top rope powerbomb for his trouble. After Theory again tried to get involved, Reed changed plans and hit a springboard splash into the tsunami to win the match and the NXT North American Championship, which falls on apparently the 4th anniversary of Bronson Reed's debut in a ring.
14.
Did I say 4th? I meant 14. Yes, but anyhow. Hey, get off my back, man. It's been a long day at work. All right, give me a break here.
Also, you said Destiny really fucking weird.
You know what? Y'all can do this. I'm going home. Oh, wait.
Wait, you are home.
Yeah.
All right, man. You just fucking up left and right.
No, I meant to do that one. But anyway, good for Bronson Reed here.
Yeah,
I'm glad
good
to see
call.
her. Yeah,
good match.
Right booking. He's going to be good as champion.
You know when it's real when you see the real emotion on somebody's face when that whole hard work, sticking to it pays off. and it's so. As a fan, you watch it, and you can't help but feel that emotion that they feel at that point in time. And Bronson Reed's a big man,
Oh
but
yeah.
it took a lot in his power to hold back them damn tears. And when that crowd and that pyro goes off and that crowd is chanting his name and all this, and like he's standing there kind of soaking it in, you can see it on his face. This is what you get when you don't give up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and kudos to him. He worked his ass off.
I felt very bad for Gargano in this match. Those splashes he was
That
taking.
splash, those 2 splashes. That'd be like,
Yeah.
first of all, that Samoan drop. I'm not taking that shit.
No.
That the power bomb. I'm definitely not taking that shit. And then the first springboard splash. I'm not taking that shit. First of all, after you splash me from the second rope, we can go ahead and wrap it up. Like backsplash at that. So I got to go flat on my. We can wrap it up. There's no need for you to do a second splash. I'm not kicking out of the first one.
No, not with a guy Bronson Reed's size, for sure.
As a matter of fact, when you powerbomb me from the top, we could have wrapped it up then.
I think
go home.
I'd have done what Bobby Heenan claims that he had somebody else do with him when he was in a match. He said he once made a guy tap out during instructions. This is what I would have done in this match versus Bronson Reed. I never would have got it past the gauge door. So kudos to Johnny Gargano for sticking it in there and taking the beating.
This was a classic, David and Goliath, but this time Goliath won. And it was to have, because you got to make it believable.
Oh yeah,
it has to be believable that somebody Johnny size can actually take on and put up a fight against somebody Bronson Reed size. But like the trade-off here is where Bronson Reed lacks speed and cunning that Johnny has. That's where he falls short. Power, there's no question. You know what I'm saying? And it just so happened that the power of Bronson Reed, and I say speed and like agility, but Bronson Reed has both speed and agility too. I can't even really knock him for that, like at all. Yeah. But it was just too much, and like I said, those couple spots, I was just like, fuck at that.
Yeah, no thank you,
like said,
no bueno.
He deserves it. He worked his ass off the last couple shows.
Yeah, even at what was it? He was at the.
He was at the takeover.
Yeah, both nights because he won to get the title shot, and then he come up short against Gargano and stand and deliver. But that
was a good one too.
Yeah, it was still a good match though, and paved the way for this. And it's even better that it comes on his 14th anniversary. 14th year. So yeah, that's great. And I guess his wife was in the ring after the match, celebrating with him too. After the show, I think went off the air. I don't think it was on the air.
No, it was after it went off the air.
Yeah. So and again, you could tell he was clearly emotional. Big night for him.
One would be, man. That's a big
first
thing,
major
dude.
title. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So on the WWE stage for sure. So
yeah.
Congratulations
to you, Mr. Reed. And I mean, where do we go from here? There's really who would you going? Because like there's some small guys in the North American division right now.
Yeah.
And Bronson should just eat them all alive.
Hey, Gargano don't need the belt, clearly. I mean, this isn't going to hurt Gargano one lick. No. So, I mean, I don't know who you have to challenge him right now. I mean, it could be Gargano. Like you said, maybe he's not going to let it go so easily.
I think he will, but I also think Austin Theory will.
I also think Gargano is probably eventually going to be going against either Cross or whoever.
He'll get back into that.
Of course, you got Riley, Dunn, you got Bobby Fish, you got all these guys for the main title, but you got some young guys that you can bring up. We'll see what Cameron Grimes does too with DiBiase. Maybe he takes a run at it, or like you said, Ruff and Swerve, and
there's a lot of guys there that can go for that North American title, and it's just like I want them to give Reed a fair shake and a good run.
I mean, I think they'll give him his just due. That's for sure. But anybody else have any thoughts on the rest of the show before we call it a night here?
It was a good show.
Yeah, I mean, I had some like a lot of shows. You could have nitpicks, but overall, I think it was a pretty decent show. It wasn't. Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's always better shows too, but for what it wasn't too bad.
I mean, for me, NXT always, like I said, it means something more to them And so they really bust their ass in that ring.
And you know, I was nitpicking a few things earlier on. That's more like booking things or whatever. But the wrestling is always top notch, regardless on NXT. So that right there is worth your time on a Tuesday night for sure. But the bottom line is here: what did you guys think about WWE NXT for May 18th, 2021? Comment down below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all notifications about when we put up new content and wrestling reviews here on our channel. And until our next video, guys, take care.
Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I can drop it, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.